So that's really the only slide I'm going to show you, just to give a high-level view of what we're going to talk about here. So we talked about several ways of getting information into the system. The first one I'm going to show you is just simply from email. I'm going to craft a new email to our demo account. And this is just like if a vendor were to send you guys a invoice from their ERP system. They would attach it in here. And so you can see we have a couple of formats. We have a Word document and a PDF document. OCR engines are typically optimized for PDFs or TIFFs, but anything that comes in a Word format, our software can translate into a PDF or a TIFF image. So Word documents, Excel documents, PowerPoints, if you happen to get it, can all be sort of assimilated into an OCR-able format and brought into the system. So I'm going to go ahead and send that. So it's just going from my account here into our demo account, and so you can see that it shows up in our inbox. Our software is going to monitor this inbox, and it's going to automatically pull this information into the demonstration. And so that's going to take just a minute, and I'm going to hop back over to our virtual machine while that happens. So while that's processing in the background, what you're seeing now is called the Kofax Batch Manager. And this batch manager is sort of a supervisor's view into the system. So if you had multiple documents going through the system or multiple batches of documents going through the system, this is where you would be able to see everything that's being tracked through the software. So we just sent an email in, and it's going to just take a minute for that to show up. The other way, and the more traditional way, is through scanning a document. So I'm just going to create a new batch of documents. And this is really just telling the software to get it ready for a batch of invoices. So one of the nice things about the Kofax software is that it is an enterprise platform. It can handle more types of documents than just invoices. We have several folks that may start in the AP department, but then move over to the AR department, human resources, legal department, anywhere that there's document-driven processes or scan and archive that needs to happen. The Kofax software can accommodate sort of multiple batches or types of documents into the system and deliver those to the different systems that need to use them or keep them. So we'll want to pay particular attention to the queue and the status. So when I created that batch of documents, we're just in a ready status for scan. And so I'm going to go ahead and process that. And this is what a operator would see as they're getting ready to they open the invoices from the mail. They've prepped them. They've removed the staples, teared down or taped down any torn edges. Dropped them on the scanner, and then here is where they'll actually be pulled into the software. So I would just hit Scan All, and in the normal course of scanning, the documents will be pulled in. I'm going to just grab some images here. Excuse me one second while I find where I put those guys. Oh, sorry. Okay. So I just imported a few images here, but these invoices were scanned with VRS technology, which is what Dave alluded to earlier. So the virtual rescan technology is something that Kofax is actually founded on when they were a young company back in the mid-1980s. They made their name for connecting scanners to the slower PCs and creating a sort of a pretty image in a fast way. So they've built themselves on that technology, and that's really lent itself now to the OCR technology. When you can create a pretty image out of a piece of paper, the OCR technology has a much better opportunity to read the information correctly, which means that you get a higher level of automation when you extract the data. So you can see here that we just brought in about 8 invoices, and there are different formats, different vendors. We have some that are portrait, some that are landscape, and certainly all of different information located in different places. And we call that sort of semi-structured. In other words, we know that there's an invoice number, an invoice date that we want to capture. We're just not exactly sure where that is on the page. So the scan module automatically connects to whatever scanners are available to it. It pre-selects the scan settings So there's no manual intervention there. It can automatically connect to your scanner. Say, let's make this 300 DPI. It automatically rotates the images as they come in so that they're in landscape or portrait mode, which really reduces the amount of preparation that the operator has to do, as well as speeds up the scanning process itself. Once everything is sort of ordered like you want it, we close the batch, and you'll see us come back to the batch manager. So a couple of things have happened. One is that the email has come in that I sent earlier, and then the scan documents that I just sent through are ready for the KTM server. So the KTM server stands for Kofax Transformation Modules, which is really just the OCR server that we use. And it runs as a sort of standard Windows service in the background, so the operators never really see it.